Just gonna connect. Charge. Our pleasure. Our pleasure to be here. So we can hear something about the Acharyas. I'm going to open the Bhakti Ratnakara PDF so we can continue to read from there. Are you able to see? Not yet, I guess.
Not yet, Mataji.
Not yet. And I'm trying to minimize or close this one. Wonder what I can. This side column. Okay, we're good. All right. So we were hearing about, yes, this is where we stopped last time. Reading about the Dham Mahatmya. How Dham is so potent. Right? Mathura Mandala, Raghav Pandita is describing the glories of Mathura Dham. Okay. And now, if somebody wants to, please go ahead, start, read, continue the Dham Mahatmya.
In the conversation of Hara Gauri in the Padma Purana, Patala Kanda, the same information has been given as heaps of grass are burnt by fire. So all the greatest sins of men can be destroyed by seeing all the places of Madura. In the Adivaraha Purana, it is stated, every step taken within the 20 yojanas of Madura gives the same virtuous results as an Aswamedha Yajna. If anyone commits a sin, either intentionally or unintentionally, he can be freed from that sin by visiting any place within Madura. According to the Vayu Purana, any sin committed in Madura is destroyed in Madura itself. By living in Madura, one can attain the 4 goals of human life, namely Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. Religiosity, wealth, sense gratification, and salvation. The Padma Purana, Patala Kanda also states, O Mahadevi, the result of whatever sin forces a man to suffer for 10 years outside of Madura can be destroyed within 10 days by living in Madura. In the Adivaraha Purana, Lord Varaha narrates the glories of Madura to the deity of the earth. Hey Vasundari, in the 3 worlds there is no place more dear to me than Madura. Narada Muni speaks the following words in the Skanda Purana, Madura Kanda. The results one gets by living in Bharatavarsha, India for 33,000 years are easily attained simply by remembering the glories of Madura. In Padma Purana, Patala Kanda, it is stated, if someone cherishes the hope of visiting Madura but never gets the opportunity, or if someone dies outside Madura, cherishing that hope of visiting Madura, he will attain a birth in Madura. Madura is best of all tirthas and shelter of many holy cities, the number of which cannot be counted. In Adivaraha Purana, it is stated, Hey Vasundari, I have indicated 660 billion holy places in Madura Mandala. From the Skanda Purana, Madura Kanda, it is stated, O King, in the course of time, it may be possible to count the particles of dust on the earth, but the number of holy places in Madura cannot be counted. Then in the Patala Khanda of Skanda Purana, dear men, just live in Madurapuri, where Govinda, the creator of 3 worlds, and his gopis reside eternally. O lovers of worldly affairs, do take a lesson. If you want to get eternal happiness, simply live in Madura. Another quote from Adivaraha Purana says, the person who rejects Madura and lives in any other holy place or even expresses his love for man will pass life after. For living outside of Madura is a foolish person. By my illusory potency, that man will pass life after life within this material world. A similar verse is found in the Skanda Purana. The Adivaraha Purana also says, Madhupuri is the refuge of those who have been rejected by friends and family and have no other shelter. Madura is the essence and most secret of all holy tirthas and the ultimate goal of all those who are searching for the absolute truth. Again in the Adivaraha Purana it is stated, O Devi, within the three worlds there is certainly no place superior to Madura. I lived there throughout the ages. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 4.8.42, Narada says to Dhruva, my dear boy, I therefore wish all good fortune for you. You should go to the bank of the Yamuna where there is a virtuous forest named Madhuvana and there be purified. Just by going there, one draws nearer the Supreme Personality of Godhead who always lives there. A verse in the Vishnu Purana says, Satrughna founded Madura after killing the powerful demon Lavana, the son of Madhu. Madura is the abode of Mahadeva, the deity of all deities and great devotee of Hari. Mahadeva executed his austerities in Madura, the place which can destroy all sins.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Just wanted to see. This is all about Madhura Mahatmya, glories of the different Shastras. Yeah, reinforcing again and again the potency of Madhura Dham. So many pages just reinforcing the potency. Okay, so that is all until then. This is about Dham Mahatmya, almost 10 pages. Yeah. So, so far, regarding the Madhura Dham, there are innumerable Shastric evidences here. Padma Purana, Adivaraha Purana, everything. Yeah, all the Shastra is saying that this particular place in Bharatvarsha, this Madhura, is very potent. Because it's not different from the transcendental realms, since the transcendental, since the Lord Himself chose to appear there. Since there is no difference between the Lord, His Dham, and Nama, everything. That's why this piece of land, as we call it, a piece of land near Uttar Pradesh, there in Uttar Pradesh, is very potent. It is very similar to, our cell phone towers. There are certain places where the frequency, those waves are pretty high. And as we go far from that, then those waves are not so dense, are not so strong. The signals bolte na hum log. Yeah. So the transcendental signals are pretty dense here in Madhura Dham. And as it is said in the whole Bharatavarsha, that is the piece of land. Madhura has so many holy sites. A cluster of all holy sites put together. Wherever Lord performed His pastime would be a holy site. And all that place is walked by Supreme Personality of Godhead, our Lord. So that's why all that place is transcendentally very potent. This all remains again is so much similar to the Nama. These are the glories of Dhamma, but the glories of the Nama are the same too. And if you see here, Madhura Dhamma gives fulfillment of Dharmartha Kama Moksha. And we wonder what? It is supposed to give Panchama Purushartha. Krishna Prema. Why is this? Why are the scriptures saying like that? The same as holy name. Holy name, even if chanted with the nama aparada, then that is going to give dharma artha kama. What to speak of nama bhasa? Even if nama aparada is chanted, one would get dharma artha kama. It is very similar to going to dham for business trip, not to really have a darshan of the Lord there, or not to be in the devotional mood, or not to perform austerities, or not to do service. It's like that. So dharma artha kama can be satisfied just by living in dham, same as that is actually dhamma aparada. Just with dhamma aparada, where we don't acknowledge the potency of transcendental nature of the dham, even with that, somebody can get dharma artha kama. And like nama bhasa can liberation, then if that dhamma is not looked at as the past phase of pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but just as a transcendentally potent place, like for the impersonalists, then the same dhamma, when lived in that dhamma, in that consciousness, then they get the liberation. Very similar to nama parada and nama bhasa. And the next one would be shuddha nama. Shuddha nama is where you have some sambandha to the Lord through Sri Guru. In the same way, if we have to know the dham mahatmya of that place beyond dharmartha kama moksha, for the dham to actually reveal itself as an abode of the pastime of the person, Supreme Person, then we will have to wear the glasses of the vision that is given by Shuddha Bhaktas and the Katha that is given by Shuddha Bhaktas. So through their glasses, if we see Dham, then the pastimes, all those holy sites where the pastimes have happened, those will be appreciated only when we see the Dham and when we hear about Dham from the pure devotees. Otherwise, we may be going to Dham, Mathura Dham, Jagannath Puri Dham, or Mayapur Dham. But if we are not in the right consciousness, then at the most we could get to is Dhamma Aparada, just looking for comforts there, finish our trip, and then come back is Dhamma Aparada. And then, okay, stay there, like more for impersonalists. Stay there because it's just a spiritually important place. It's more like a Nama Bhasa. But actually, hearing from the pure devotees, spending the time there in the absorption of the Supreme Person and his pastimes, as we hear from the pure devotees, then that's how Dham reveals to us. Very similar to Nama Prada, Nama Bhasa, and Shuddha Nama. So that kind of summarizes the whole thing about Dhamma, Madhura Dham, shelter of many holy sites. Yeah, if you want to get eternal happiness, simply live in Madhura. Again, eternal happiness will not be in Dharmartha Kama. When we read the sentences like this, eternal happiness, then that is at least moksha, and past that is Shuddha Bhakti. That's where the eternal happiness is. So these dhams, many people go there for many different purposes. For them, it's just a visit for Sukruti. Even before that, for some, it's a visit for business. A little better than that is visit for Sukruti, to just gather some punya. And for some, visit there and stay there so they can get liberated. And for some, visit there, stay there, or be absorbed in the thoughts of them as uddipana. Uddipana is stimulus. Stimulus for nama, rupa, guna, leela, then that is Shuddha Bhakti. So in this text, everything is, all this is put together, starting from Amaparada, which some people look for just for material gain, starting from there till the eternal happiness. All these results of living in Dham, they are all mentioned here. It's like just by going there, one draws near the Supreme Personality of Godhead who always lives there. But it's the same thing in Bhagavad Gita. Chaturvidya bhajante mam jana sukrito archana. Atto jijnasararthati jnani cha bharatarshava. Supreme Lord is there, no doubt. But how are we approaching him? Why are we approaching him? Arti, jijnasi. Is it for material benefit or to get rid of the miseries? Or just out of curiosity or to serve him? That makes the difference. That decides how good is our Dham Yatra. Yeah. So I think we will continue to read this. There is that Srimad Bhagavatam, Padma Puranam. Did we stop here? 5th page, maybe?
Yeah, Mataji.
Yeah, 5th. Yeah? Okay.
All sins.
So that's 5th page, Prabhu, right?
Yeah, Mataji.
Okay, you know where you stop, then maybe you can please finish 1 or 2 paragraphs, Prabhu.
Yeah, Mataji. You need to little go up, Mataji.
Sir.
Yeah, in Vayu Purana, there is a verse. Madura may be extended up to 40 yojanas, 320 miles. Lord Hari himself remains there eternally. It is stated by Lord Varaha in the Adi Purana, the opportunity to live in Madura cannot be gained by different types of pious activities, different types of charities, austerities, chanting of mantras, or various sacrifices, but can only attained by mercy, my mercy. Living in Madura is made possible by the grace of Lord Krishna, and without that grace, one cannot remain in Madura for even a second. In Padma Purana, Uttarakhanda, there is the statement, attachment for Madura is aroused only in those fortunate persons who have firm devotion to Srihari and have achieved his grace. Again in the Padma Purana, Nirvana Kanda, O best of the Brahmanas, when a person becomes purified through meditation, pious activities and austerities, only then can be attained the darshan of my auspicious Madhurapuri. Others cannot see Madura in thousands of kalpas. It is well known and confirmed in the Puranas. Madura is the bestower of liberation in every respect.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Yeah, in statements like this, attachment to Madhura Dham is aroused only in fortunate persons. Yeah, and when a person becomes purified through meditation, pious activities, and austerities. So, what these things mean is, they mean that the person has already accumulated the Sukruti, have undergone purification. So, past the Dharma, Artha, Kama, then yes, Madhura can give moksha. This is how Madhura is a bestower of liberation. Yeah. Somebody else, please. They can continue from here. The Adivara Purana. So here Madhura Dham is 320 miles or 40 yojanas. So not just Vrindavan, but the extended place around Vrindavan, starting from Madhura, that's or Madhura Mandala, that's 40 yojanas, 320 miles. Yes, please, from the Adivara.
The Adivaraha Purana further states the ultimate goal of one who practices yoga, one who knows Brahma, or one who is a thoughtful philosopher is easily attained by one who dies in Mathura. O Devi, any person who dies in any place within Mathura, a holy name, a home, or even a courtyard certainly attains salvation. In this world, Mathura is the best of all holy places, beginning with Kasi. Whoever sincerely maintains brahmacharya dies and is cremated there will attain the 4 types of salvation. That same salvation is awarded to worms, insects, birds, and other creatures who die there, or even trees which fall on the bank of Yamuna. Another verse in the Padma Purana, Patala Khanda states, if the ceremony of Pindadana, offering homage to dead souls, is performed for low caste people like Chandalas, Sudras, women, and animal killers in Mathura, those people will be revealed of repeated birth. O Devi, if any being dies in a drain or breaks in the crematorium in the sky or on any platform of any house in Mathura, he can surely attain salvation. A verse in the Saura Purana states, here is the place named Mathura, famous in the 3 worlds. Its pathways are purified by the dust from the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Simply by its touch, people can attain salvation from the miseries and bondage of the material world. In Mathura Kanda, it is stated, thoughts such as I shall live in Mathura or I shall go to Mathura are also sufficient to guarantee liberation from the material world.
Thank you, Mataji. Yeah, thoughts such as I shall live in Mathura or I shall go to Mathura are also sufficient to guarantee liberation from the material world. This is for those people who are looking for liberation. But as Raghunath Das Goswami has said, if one who aspires to physically live in Vraja, and if we cannot physically live, but mentally be in Vraja, then for us, the devotees, then we are guaranteed to enter into Vrajadam after we leave the body. So it depends upon what is our desire. Either is it for liberation? Do I remember that place as a goal and source of my liberation, or that spiritual realm where we can reciprocate with the Supreme Lord? So I think we will pause there with the words of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, saying that we should be residing in Vraja physically, if that's not possible, then at least mentally. I haven't heard any Acharya's names here so far. Feels dry. Maybe all these things, I don't know. Oh, deities, Govinda Deva, there are. If we don't hear anything about the Acharyas or deities, it just feels okay. I think there is something that is, yeah. The Brahmana. Okay, good. I think we have more coming up. So maybe in the next class, next session, we will continue to read. Yeah, we will continue to read the next session. Is that the holy places of Mathura? I remember this is how we started. Some Modara Bhashya, and we ended up doing a whole seminar on that. All right, dear devotees. So we will pause there. I'm going to take a look at the whole book And by the way, we will meet again after Thanksgiving. So we will meet again next Monday. And then maybe I'll take a